Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Codex Podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger, and joining me today are my usual co-hosts again, Jamie Wojcik and Tim Morse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the glorious, the notorious, the ever so lovely Codex Podcast.
Nice.
I'm so glad I don't have headbuds in anymore because you used to scream that and it hurt my ears every time.
I have
Oh, yeah.
toned down. I've gotten older, a little quieter. So
Older and a little quieter. I don't know about that. More brash and gray.
it's possible. Yeah. Well, definitely the gray.
It happens to us all. We will be there before
Sonny
you know
knows
it.
he uses what do you call it? Beard for men.
It's just
Look at
coming in.
those
It's just-
strokes.
they're coming in, yeah. The grays, they're coming in, and I try to slickly cut them out here and there.
Embrace the gray, gentlemen. Embrace it.
Yes, yeah. So before you know it, I'll be like Nick Fury.
Beautiful. That's me. The fuck? Never mind.
But Jamie, it has been a long time since we've had you back. We're glad to have you. The last time I was like, it was before the Flash came out. Now the Flash is out, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna have to tell you how it did get jinxed at the box office.
Oh yeah. That was it wasn't a bad movie. It was just it didn't get what it needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, it did flop, and it's okay. HBO Max saves me.
It was not as fast as
Yeah.
it thought it could have been.
I mean, I see what you did there.
Yeah, right.
Oh, nice pun there, Tim. But you know who else uses a lot of puns? Is the guy that will be on the F list today, and we'll catch up with him later on. If you all can muster
He
up
did
the
another
courage, if you could all muster up the courage to get there with me.
pun break in the pun break. That's like 16 puns.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's gonna happen. Relish in this greatness.
That's heavy, guys. That's too heavy.
All right. We'll put the cheesiness aside for right now, and we will mention that this time, this show we will have, like I said, the F list, and today we will be reviewing Tangent Comics Green Lantern #1. But before all that, we will start the show off with our usual comic book news / the rundown. All right, so the rundown is this. Bill Willingham has put Fables into the public domain. Or has he? DC's challenging that. And also, Rob Liefeld is taking on Captain America, one of the breast, once again. So those are two big news, but we can really focus on each one since there's only those two. Or Jamie, you did say there was...
I have one more, but we'll wait till the end and we'll talk about it because I think I want to get you guys' opinion on it.
Okay, cool. So then let's first focus on Bill Willingham. If you're okay, I will read a bit of what I've read from Comic Book Resource. And first, it was that Willingham had announced on the 15th of September this year, obviously, right, that the property of Fables, he is pinning it into the public domain. And he was saying that, he wasn't getting along with DC. DC had published some comic books with it. And eventually, the video game was coming out, and he wasn't getting his money. So eventually,
no revenue for it.
Yeah, he wasn't getting revenue for his story, his characters. And then eventually they were coming to an agreement, but it was basically saying like a non-disclosure, and he can't say it, and they won't admit their wrongdoing. So Willingham also pointed out, and he said, at that point, since I disagreed on all of their interpretations of our long-standing agreements, we were in conflict. They practically dared me to sue them to enforce my rights, knowing it would be a long and debilitating process. Instead, I began to consider other ways to go. And then since he couldn't afford, he even says that since I can't afford to sue DC to force them to live up to the letter and the spirit of our longtime agreements, since even winning such a suit would take a ridiculous amounts of money out of my pocket and years out of my life. And he said, I'm 67 years old and don't have the years to spare. I've decided to take a different approach and fight them in a different arena, inspired by the principles of asymmetric warfare. The one thing in our contract the DC lawyers can't contest or reinterpret to their own benefit is that I am the sole owner of the intellectual property. I can sell it or give it away to whomever I want. And he continued to say, I chose to give it away to everyone. If I couldn't prevent Fables from falling into bad hands, at least this is a way I can arrange that it also falls into many good hands, since I truly believe there are still more good people in the world than bad ones. I count it as a form of victory. But a few days later, DC responded saying, the Fables comic books and graphic novels published by DC and the storylines, characters, and elements therein are owned by DC and protected under the copyright laws of the United States and throughout the world in accordance with applicable law and are not in the public domain. DC reserves all rights and will take such action as DC deems necessary or appropriate to protect its intellectual property rights. Yeah, so that's quite a battle between the two. Okay, first I'm like, hey, well, those characters in the public domain now, but I don't know if I'd want to be the first one to use those characters because it seems,
It's
pretty,
it's iffy at that point.
yeah.
It just depends on what's actually written more than anything. Who actually has the intellectual property to the rights? If DC is claiming that they do, and he's claiming that he does, that's going to come down to just the fine print at that point. I mean, good for him if he can get out of it and make it, his own and put it out to everybody. But at the same time, if you've already signed a contract and it states in there that they own the rights, you're not getting them back.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a fight, and he's going to lose those years if he tries to fight.
Yeah. We need to see the contract. He knows what it says. DC knows what it says. I thought it was a good gesture that he threw all the Fables characters into the public domain, but with DC's response, they are pretty adamant that it belongs to them and not him. I mean, if it's in perpetuity, like they have written contracts with other creators before, as long as something stays in print, they never lose control. They never lose the copyright. And Fables will always be in print now because of that. So, I mean, if it truly does belong to him, if the contract is worded in such a way that he owns the intellectual property and it's licensed to DC, he can do whatever he wants. But
even if he has the majority of the intellectual property, he still wins. But if not, then
yeah. But if DC's saying absolutely not, that belongs to us. So we'll see.
Yeah, and Tim, I'm glad you said that in perpetuity. A lot of people don't know what that means. In perpetuity means forever.
Forever.
Yep. Yeah, I learned that from watching that at that Welcome to Chippendale show. If you know the story about the whole Chippendales murders in perpetuity,
I do not.
And that brings up work with me. So last week I was working on this thing, Flower Chicago. It's some new ride. And at the end, they try to give us this piece of paper. And you have one signing their stuff. They're not paying attention. And I'm looking, and it's like, oh, I grant them the rights to use my image, my voice, even though we're not speaking, my voice, this and that. They can alter me. They can do this in perpetuity. I don't have the right to come back at them. And I ripped that out. I refuse to sign.
There you
Some may
go.
say I'm hard to work with, but I will not be taken advantage of. I will not let anybody get anything in perpetuity with me. So, like I said, I ripped that up.
There you go. Good for you. Yeah. In perpetuity, I mean, they wave a big check at you, and I'm sure they did for him in the beginning, but the residuals are what counts. And if he's only getting pennies on the dollar, he has every right to be mad and be upset. And with everything that's been going on with his battle with DC, them taking overextended periods of time, putting issues out and re-releasing trades, and then his revenue for that, his residuals or whatever, are so small that it's laughable what he's getting. Yeah, do what you got to, man.
I mean, at this point, like, any creator should know if you're a part of any of the big two, this is gonna happen. There's only a handful of selected writers and artists that actually do get, that dime to the dollar on what they make, and have the property and they could take it anywhere with them. It's kind of like you signed your own like death warrant at that point. For me, like you signed away your soul. You can't get it back. I'm sorry. If that's the case, then you should know what those two companies do, and you know what you're getting yourself into.
Well,
Like,
it's like with Bendis when he created Miles Morales. Every time his name gets dropped in a comic book, that man makes money.
yeah, and the same thing with Naomi. That's why there was a big push with her.
Yep.
You know, anything they touch, anybody that can make a new comic that's got a name attached to it is going to get that money. But you know, certain people aren't looking for that,
Yep.
and then they don't realize that at the end.
Yep. Yeah, that's why read your contracts, ladies and gentlemen. Read them.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be like me and rip it out.
Be like Wayne in Wayne's World. I see what you did here. What about? Oh, I get it now. I understand.
Yeah, do what you do. Feel free to fight for what you
Yeah,
want.
exactly.
And then, like you were saying, Jamie, it's hard to go against, like I said, DC and Marvel. It's almost like you almost have to know. It's almost are you gonna let them take control, or do you go more towards somebody indie?
Mhm. Yep.
Right. It just
Choices.
that would be the right way to go. Is if you're doing that, you need to be with an indie company that's going to allow that.
Well, see, the thing is he went and wrote Fire and Ice. I don't know what company they put it out with. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, Fire and Ice was a animated adult fantasy movie in the early 80s. And there's a comic book out right now. Well, guess what DC put out a month later? Fire and Ice.
Right.
So, I mean, is that a poke at him? What is that? You know, is it coincidence? Maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah, so we will see what happens with Bill Willingham versus DC.
Mm-hmm.
I wish him luck because there's his characters,
Yeah.
But speaking of characters, I think we got to talk more about that. Rob Liefeld taking on Captain America again. We knew we'd have to talk about it. There we go. There he is, the new Captain America. Rob Liefeld once again takes on Captain America. Before there's that other classic image of Captain America with the huge breasts. It looks like he's. What do you guys think? It looks like he's gone from like double E's to maybe little C's.
He has slimmed down a little, but beyond that, it is atrocious.
Yes.
He's still got the bigger breast. The left one looking like it. Why does he always make the left one look like it come out way more than the right to show
Why
your butt?
do I feel like they were like, Rob, we need you to do a variant cover, and he's like, I got you, and they're like, just do the same thing as a homage, like do a homage cover like you did before, and they were talking about a different cover, and he thought that one because he thought it was cool, and he drew it like that.
Homage to myself.
Yeah, he drew it like that, and then no one wanted to tell him and still printed it, and now it's going to be a meme.
Oh, well, the good thing is that he was making fun of himself when he put it up on X, formerly Twitter. So I can see what he's doing there. He understands that at least Captain America is not his best work. What that is definitely not either. But I mean,
yeah, he definitely won't either. Like when he made fun of himself, that's a good thing. But at the same time, I think at the beginning he didn't realize.
No, so he trimmed down the chest just a hair, but yeah, the human anatomy on poor Sam.
But like, I want to ask, like, because they're trying to get him like turned. Is his other arm dislocated and hanging off the back? Like,
it's way back here. It's like,
I've never seen anyone take a photo, like a stoic photo, and was just like, "Hey, get my good breast," and then arm broken. Like,
oh my God, let me stick it out there just a little.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Dear God.
Anybody that Rob Liefeld Captain America variant cover is available at the New York Comic Con, October 12th through 15th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think the actual comic, the Captain America one is already out. But
yeah, we did not get it at the shop I work at, thank God. So
yeah, the special big-breasted Captain Vulcan is available. You got to wait a little bit. You got to wait a month and go to New York Comic Con for that.
Your exclusive New York Comic Con variant, which everyone would probably laugh at and make memes out of as they get it.
Here you go, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Here's your special variant.
I'll just put that in a non-Mylar bag. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Get that slabbed and graded.
This sounds like a job for a hefty bag.
Oh, yes. Yes. A condiment bag.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes.
See what you did there. That's very impressive.
Thank you.
A little premature, but it would have been the perfect segment.
Right.
Would have been the perfect segue.
I get hasty.
No problem. But I know before we jump into that last minute news, that Jamie had any more comments about Captain America? Yeah.
I think we are very abreast of the situation, as small as it is, but
we did the best we did. There's no turning back or anything like that.
2 handfuls of information, but just not enough cushion to warrant further communication.
All right. Jamie,
well,
you put one of your arms awkwardly behind you, show us your chest, and tell us that news you have.
I'm going to say it with my chest. Actually, you're going to hear it with my chest because DC has announced that Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong is going to have its very first sound cover.
Wow.
Yes, this was brought up by, let me see one more time. I'm going to bring it up. Give me 1 second.
Now, while you're doing
the official DC Comics DC Comics X, formerly Twitter, account recently unveiled a sneak peek of his collaboration with Legendary Comics. In this video, Brian Buccellato, known for his work on The Flash, shows fans the loud and new battle roar of SFX connecting covers. And in the video, it literally shows him opening the covers, and each different variant has a different sound that connects to one another.
So when you open, it makes the roar?
Mm-hmm. So thanks to the sound effects, when readers open the cover featuring Godzilla, they'll meet with a resonated roar of the kaiju, while the King Kong cover elicits a howl from the colossal ape. The innovative concept is reminiscent to the audio greeting card, offering readers a unique reading experience. The artwork for Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong 1 is crafted by Christian Deuce and features formidable super team alongside the legendary monsters.
Wow.
It's cool.
Now, that's not the first audio cover, right?
For DC.
Right. For DC it is, but Valiant back 10 years ago, they did that where you had to take your smartphone and scan a QR code and
right. But this is as soon as you open the cover. Yeah. It's like one of the gift greeting cards for happy birthday, and it's like one of those. But it's a connecting, so as soon as one goes off, all of them will go off.
That's great.
It's really cool.
That's fantastic.
Now, my question, and maybe you could bring this up in an episode of Slab, is how does that work with the grading process on that? Because if the battery goes out, then is it still at 9.8?
That's very true.
You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of variables that fall into that aspect, but I just can't we to me it's that's kind of a cool concept, but can we just keep covers?
Do they show what the cover price is going to be for something like that? I imagine it's $9.99 or more.
Actually, I think it's $6.
Really?
$5.99.
$5.99 for a talking cover. That is pretty awesome.
Not bad. I like that it's something different. Like I said, not constantly to keep doing it. Keep the comics, classic covers. But I like that it's something different. So I think it is cool. Yeah. So hopefully, just
it's definitely something different. It's just the fact of, to me, it's like those metal covers from DC in the 90s.
Yeah.
They brought them back because they were a big hit. Now it's on everything. You know what I mean? They're trying to butcher it and bleed the market with it. And I just feel like this is going to be another one of those things where it's we brought it back. Now let's just take your money because people are going to want it because we did it once 10 years ago.
It kind of loses being special when you do it over and over and over.
Yeah. It loses its nostalgia at that point. It doesn't make sense to me.
Nope. I agree with that 100%.
But I mean, is it a cool thing that it's a connecting one? I think so. But overall, I think this needs to be a one and done.
Well, yeah, it's a cool gimmick, and the price point is definitely very attractive to it. $5.99 for something like that.
Because you got to figure it's the same as getting one the B covers.
Yeah,
for C covers, it's a harder stock cover, so it's gonna be the same thing.
That's awesome.
Yes, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that perfectly leads us into talking about some of the previews, some of the other comic books that are coming out this week or anything. Any stuff you guys are interested in?
Definitely the Flash #1.
Yeah.
That's on my list for sure. One of the bigger ones is the ending of Venomverse. So the very last issue of Death of Venomverse is coming out, and
Is that number 5?
yes,
That hits store shelves today.
that's
Yeah.
something I'm definitely waiting for. And then also that Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. That's one that it piqued my interest because it's funny because the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had one with Godzilla, and I was like, I'm gonna get it just because of the fact that it's the Power Rangers, and it actually was really good.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So I'm hoping for the best here.
On the independent side, Transformers that comes out October 4th. I am chomping at the bit. I am anxious for that. What Kirkman did with Void Rivals, setting up the Energon universe. Transformers are coming October 4th. G.I. Joe is not far behind. It's going to be amazing.
It's gonna be my first Transformers comic.
Dude, good. I'm glad. It's a brand new universe, so it's a perfect starting point for anybody, old or new fans, or people that were on the fence before. Definitely jump on this. Another one for independence that I'm excited about is The Sacrificers. That's
Yeah.
with Image right now. Issue 3 should be coming out here pretty soon. It's a solid series, guys. Premises is that these families sacrifice I believe it's their firstborn to what they perceive as gods, but things and twists and changes make for a really, really good read. Something epic is wrapping up. We're at issue 5 now. Issue 6 comes out pretty soon.
7's the arc.
Yeah, 7's the finale for that, and I am incredibly excited. I'm pumped about this series. It is a wonderful series. If you're not reading it, I highly recommend hunting down the back issues and getting
Yes,
on
the
with
one
them.
that I'm actually excited for to start their new arc, and I didn't think I would be, World Tree.
I haven't jumped on that yet.
What's
Dude,
that one about?
I'm gonna tell you right now, it is the best thing I've read this year
Okay.
so far. It literally had me like just like in there. It
Wow.
essentially a bunch of 18-year-olds found like the dark web, like a different version of the dark web called
Mhm.
the underweb,
Mhm.
and it basically takes people and makes them murderers in a sense,
Ooh.
and you can tell who is infected if they look like, if you take a picture or you have a screen in front of them, they glitch out, like their body glitches, and you can tell who's actually like part of the underweb at that point. But the villain is something you never expect. It's a twist that threw me off completely. And just the writing and concept by Tinian on that,
Wow.
like it was so in depth, but it was straight to the point. Like it didn't feel like you get lost and you finish the first two issue, and then you're like, I need more.
That's great.
What was it first called again?
World
World
Tree.
Tree.
World Tree. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
pick it up. We've got a couple issues at the shop. I think we've got the past 3 issues, and I'm
yeah,
gonna I'll grab
it's all, and the art is fantastic.
nice.
So,
And with Tinian writing, you know it's gonna be good.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely one of the ones that I was like, I'm gonna pick it up because that was the issue that we talked about previously that had that mistake on the cover, and
Oh, yeah.
everyone was getting it. What's up, Sale? But everyone was getting that cover because there's the mistake on it, and then they were
Mhm.
getting it graded and selling it for thousands and thousands of
Oh
dollars.
my god.
And I was like, I'm just gonna pick it up. I don't care if it's the mistake cover or not. I just
Mhm.
want to see what it's about. And then one night I just sat there and I had the arc, and I was like, I'll just do this now. And I read it, and I was like, when's the next arc come out? Like you get to the end, and you're just
So there you go, Sonny. 2 independents that you need to get on top of. Something epic, which is a mini, so it only goes to 7 issues and then it's finished.
actually, it's not. It's gonna
Really?
be a ongoing.
Oh, that's even better. That's even better. And then World Tree, you need to jump on that too.
Yeah.
Nice. And the other ones I was looking at when I was looking at stuff, obviously we know the big two. They have stuff going on, but Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer is having another run, and they're doing it's a 5-issue
Mhm.
mini. So I'm like, hey, I should get back onto that because I really enjoyed
Is
the
Gilly
four
back on
Buffy.
that?
Yep, it is Casey Gilly again. So
Nice.
I really enjoyed the first one. Obviously, had the reviews everybody
Mm.
could see. We went back in the day with Boom Thursdays.
Ooh.
So look forward to that. And then too, I'm a for you Alice Cooper fans, I like Alice Cooper. I see he has a comic book coming
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Alice, I think it's one of I think 4 issues.
Either way, it'll be awesome. It's Alice Cooper. Come on now.
Yeah, so that should be cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
But you know what else is cool that we haven't talked about yet?
What's that?
Is our sponsor,
Oh.
Dubby Energy. Guys, if you haven't had the chance to yet, go check out Dubby Energy at dubby.gg right now and get your sample packs. Definitely go check them out. Cleanest form of energy you're going to get on the market today. Doesn't give you the jitters or the bad aftertaste like those Monsters or Red Bulls. We use it here at the Codex Station. All of us have loved every bit of it, and it's definitely something you want to try. And trust me, you can save yourself 10% if you use the keyword code-X at checkout right now. So any purchase you made, just use the keyword code CODE-X. Save yourself that 10%.
Right there.
I heard what we guys say in the chat that there was a new one coming out, right? Or a new one that had just come out.
Yeah, there's a new flavor that was announced, but we can't really talk about that one yet.
Not yet.
I
All right.
messed up.
We
I
don't worry.
didn't read the fine print.
We don't worry. That stays between us. We won't mention it on the show. But hey, did you guys see last week on my solo? I did make sure to mention Dubby. I was like, oh wow, this is the one thing I'm not too used to doing in the morning, but I did it.
Good
Yeah,
job,
do it.
Sonny. Good job.
I was able to remember the W.GG and the code-X.
But no, it definitely still love it. So go out, get yours today. It's worth every penny.
There you go.
Yeah. But something else happened this past week. So one of my stories I had mentioned, we mentioned this contest a while ago called the script to comic contest. Frank June Kim, who did the West Moon Chronicle, he came on second place with it, right? So a while ago I had mentioned I entered my short story, the comic book, into it. And this past weekend, it advanced to the quarterfinals, so it is still in there. So
Good job, Sonny.
I
Way
was
to
happy with
go.
that.
Yes,
Thank you. Yeah.
definitely.
And my story, the comic, is available to read on Wattpad under Son the Writer. But as I was about to share that news with all of my Code X team, I saw that we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
That's
Yes,
right.
we did. And we talked a little bit about it this past weekend. Live, the video is up right now for the comics of the week. So if you want to check that out, go for it. But if you want to hear it right now, again, guys, thank you, everyone who subscribed. Thank you to everyone who's been with us since the beginning, since the technical issues, since the, techno organic problems that Sonny had to take out with a hatchet.
Yeah.
To bringing on Tim, bringing on the rest of the team. It takes you, but I want to make sure that all of you guys give these guys their due and congratulate them because they worked their butts off for this, and we all have. Like I've said it even in the chat, it was sleepless nights, missed birthdays, missed events. This past month has been crazy with me in my personal life, like moving and, setting up my life. But everybody's back. Everybody's ready. This is just the beginning, and we're going to have so much more for you guys. And for the giveaway, we will be having an announcement later at this point today, letting everyone know how to enter and what to do.
Yeah. 1,000 subscribers. It is a milestone that we knew we could achieve, but we didn't know how long it would take. And it just kind of came out of nowhere. And
I called it, though.
Well, yeah, but we got a big push from everybody behind the scenes: Sal, Dan, Gary, Kristen, everybody, Wes, Kevin. It was just enormous. I was out for the weekend at a festival, and I was watching the count go up instead of watching bands play. I was like, it's going, it's happening. Tim, check this band out. No, dude, we're about to hit 1,000.
When it hit that 999, I'm like, come on, just someone make a fake account right now.
Then it went down to 998 and then back up.
I was like, why did we lose one? Like, why are people so angry?
It was something because I remember even I'm like, how about maybe we do a telethon in a couple of days to all of us together, and then suddenly like that day it
I
was like
woke up that
got
next
two,
day after
got
you
two,
said that, and we
got
were at
three.
998.
Yeah, we suddenly were jumping up like 2, 3, 2, another 2, another 2. I'm like, wait, we're not gonna
Yeah.
even reach Sunday before we hit 1,000.
And
But
that's
hey,
what I said when I woke up. I woke up and I told the girl, I was like, we're not doing that telethon. She's like, why? I'm like, we need 2 more.
yeah. So yeah,
Well,
pleasantly surprised.
when the call to action is put out for Codex, by God, they answer.
Yes.
Everybody does, and it's insane, and I love watching it. It's so fantastic that we have a group of people that is so passionate about all of this.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
we did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody here has contributed and done more than I could ever ask for. So thank
We're
you
glad
guys
to do it.
and thank the team. Without them, none of this is possible.
You're very welcome.
And thank you. Thank everybody. I said thank you all. So yeah, so we hit 1,000. Hopefully we hit that 2,000.
Anyways,
somewhere
moving on.
different way.
So he just goes, yeah, okay. So we're moving on.
now on to the 2,000 mark.
Yeah, so-
What can I say? Some people think I'm spoiled. I want and I want.
yeah, well, I want that million, so we're going.
We'll get there.
I'm right there with you, man. I wanted to.
Make your prediction now, Jamie. You made the prediction for 1K and you were pretty spot on. Make your prediction.
I said by
for
the
a
end.
million.
I said by the what do you call it? The end
By
of
the end
September.
of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said that. So if I'd say we have 5. Let's make it general. Let's say 5,000, and I'll say it here right now. I think we'll have 5,000 by this time next year.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, come back to us. Well, stick around, keep watching, but tell your friends, tell your family, tell the people you love, tell the people you hate. Sign up for the Codex Station, subscribe to the YouTube channel, so Jamie's prediction can come true at September 27th, 2024.
Yes, do that because that'd be a party because I'll be in Baltimore for Baltimore Comic-Con.
There you go. And from Mr. Slab Guy himself.
Thank you, Sal.
Oh, yeah, Sonny, that was just for you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was. We don't care about it. He already heard my spiel. He's like, Jamie talked about it enough. Congrats, Sonny. And then Sonny's like, yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Here, let me do it for me too. Thanks, Sal. Thank you very much, buddy. All right.
But speaking of the Baltimore Comic-Con, what a video they had, man.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
I swear to God, Tim, we need to make that rolling Deadpool transition in every video.
That's why I put it in there 3 times.
We literally watched
it again, and then I was like, I think it was on purpose.
I threw it on the TV as soon as it came out. We're watching it. I was like, oh, look, that's what they meant by the rolling Deadpool. And I was like, cool. And then I saw it again, and I was like, did they just find him in a different... No, that's the same spot. And then I saw it third time, I'm like, he's doing this for transitions.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I had to. Dan was like, yeah, there's a 7-second segment of Deadpool. No talking, no nothing, just rolling by.
See, there's a comment there. Look at that. It was for Sonny. You were all just late to put comments up.
We were talking about the 1,000 subscribers sales. Sit down and shut up and go get something slabbed.
But yes, congrats to the team. Thanks, Sal. You're a part of that too.
Thank you, Sal.
Yeah, Deadpool rolling on a powered wheelchair in a big hat. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and all the guests I knew about the well, now I can mention it. Chris Claremont was in there. Last
At
episode,
the beginning.
I had to wait and see it. Yeah, Chris Claremont, and then I did not realize all the others too.
Yeah,
Louis
it was
and then
one after another.
Yeah, somebody returned from the to Codex. That I had a one shot with before, so it was an amazing video. I definitely recommend everybody checks it out.
Yeah, it's less than a half hour, guys. So it's worth your time. Sal and Dan and Uncle Gary did a wonderful job, and the things that they saw, the books they saw, and the people they got to talk to, you definitely need to see that.
Yes, and we will be there next year, almost as a full team, but it's going to be a good time.
So what, Sonny, you're not going to make it?
We shall see. Let me see about that.
I'll pick it up on my way.
Yeah, because he's going to take the train. You can just ride with him.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm only you got to pick me up on that scooter that the Rolling Deadpool was on.
Yes.
That's happening.
It's the only way. Only way.
It's the
The
only
perfect
way. I got my. Hang on. Thanks, Sal. I can always count on you.
There you go.
Nice. $6 back from CGC.
I need
Yeah.
Sal money.
Yeah.
We all have sale money. It's just how we spend it.
Yeah.
I want Uncle Gary money. When you see all the comics he has, I'm like, whoa.
I didn't want to
Wild.
say it out loud, but I'm pretty sure Uncle Gary's an assassin on the side.
Possibly.
And not he doesn't kill anybody with guns or anything. He just talks comic knowledge to them, and their brains explode.
I think he's the one person I'd be a little nervous of having a do you know against.
And the fun thing is we're gonna do a full podcast with the full team, almost full team, at Baltimore. We're gonna do a big show with everybody in one room.
Yeah, that'll be.
Who knows? We're gonna stump the master. We're gonna have a do you know against Uncle Gary, and then me and Uncle Gary are gonna have a push up competition because that's what he wants to do.
I will watch you guys have a push-up competition, and I will sweat while you're doing it for you.
That's fine.
I would, but I only do clapping push-ups.
No, it's any kind of push-ups you want to do, Sonny. So clap push-up all day.
I'll do the on your knees push-ups. I'll do that.
Yeah, I was thinking about the push-up pops.
Oh, right on. That works too. Yeah, that's perfect. I can definitely do.
You said something about 230 he can do. I think I can get about 240 with those push-up pops. So.
I'm at 1. Diabetes will kick in.
Not good. Not good.
No.
But you know who else is not good? And that is the next person to join the F list.
Now I can show him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man who joins the F list today is the Condiment King. There he is, holding a gun of mustard, a gun of ketchup, with like a pickle mask on his head. Oh, yeah. He's got tighty whities on, too. There he is. These are some images from Batman, the animated series. He's shooting at everybody. Yeah, he walked in. There is that looks like the Harley Quinn show.
That's even better.
Weight. He's lost some of his height. He's gained some weight. Still got his whitey tighties on. There is after Batman defeated him. Yeah. And for the record, Batman called him Mustard Man as they confronted each other. Yeah. And there's the newer one. He's like a little more intimidating. That's the one that you'll see.
I don't see that any more intimidating.
Yeah.
Not as much as the other one.
I don't know. I'd rather take the tidy whities out the short than anything else. Because this guy just looks like he just doesn't have.
There they all. There's the old one, the new one.
Oh, look, it's the Lego Batman.
Yeah, Lego form.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Condiment King.
I am curious about Jamie's origin story for him.
Oh, I know his origin story, so I don't know.
Okay, so is there anybody? Tim, do you know his origin story? Or
I have no clue. So,
okay,
if you want me to, I'll be more than happy to.
Okay, can you muster up the courage to tell us the origin of Condiment King?
Relish in a tale, gentlemen. Spread your mayonnaise because this is going to be a doozy. So, Calvin Mostardo worked at a Subway, but it wasn't called Subway. It was called a Dubway. And customer after customer was just constantly badgering him for making the orders too good, right? Not wrong, but just too good, because Calvin Mostardo is an artiste, and he is... he makes the sandwiches perfect and amazing, but too perfect and too amazing. So he just got tired of being told that he was too awesome. So he put on his tighty whities, put on a wetsuit, filled ketchup and mustard bottles with acidic ketchup and mustard, but not too acidic because people still need to eat it. And then went to Gotham City and reigned terror as the Condiment King. There you go.
Tim, you are right on the name. No, you're not.
Oh, wow.
No, it's like, how does he know about Dubway?
Yeah. All right.
So what is his origin?
So there are two kinds. There are two Condiment King's the main one we were showing, the one with the whitey tighties who was on Batman the Animated Series. His name is Buddy Standler. There he is, Buddy Standler. And the other one was Mitchell Mayo. Mitchell Mayo.
Wow,
Or
of
Mitchell
course.
Mayo. Yeah. But the first appearance of Mitchell Mayo was Birds of Prey 37, but the original Condiment King is the Batman the Animated Series one, who made his first appearance in the episode Make 'Em Laugh. And he was voiced by Stuart Pankin, created by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini. And the Condiment King, yeah, was created. Yeah, he was a joke villain, and he was created. Yeah, like I said, no, who he was created by, but he was more created just to kind of be like as a joke, kind of poking fun at like this 1960s villains that Batman would take on. And Buddy Stanley, yeah, he was brainwashed by the Joker, and he along with several other unwillingly comedians had to, like I said, they were brainwashed by the Joker to commit crimes, and that's when the Condiment King. You could check out the scene, even if you just look it up on YouTube, like Condiment King Batman. It will lead you to like his 5-minute scene in Batman
Wow.
the Animated Series, where he walks in and he's like, "I'm the Condiment King," and they're like, "Oh, sir, we don't have your name on there." So he's walking in and he's like, "Everybody, give me your stuff," and he's shooting mustard and ketchup, and people are like, "Just ignore him, don't pay attention to him." and then he starts to get mad and he's squirting in people's faces. And then one guy's like, "Okay, hey, hey," and he takes out a little packet of hot sauce and he busts it right into the guy's mouth. So then everyone says, "Okay, now they're taking him
Oh
seriously.
my
They're giving
God.
him their jewelry." But the Dark Knight Batman comes, and that's when Batman calls him the Mustard Man, and the Condiment King is using all of these cheesy lines. Can you muster up the courage to take me on? I relish in this confrontation, and it takes one punch for Batman to pretty much
Of
put him
course.
down. But then Condiment King gets back up. He's standing like, "Okay, here we go," and then he slips, and it eventually leads to that last picture where he crashed onto the car. Well, that's not
No,
that's the
that's
Captain
not
America
it.
one.
That's Captain America. That's pretty close, though.
Very.
There we go. There he is. That's after he fell off and fell onto the car.
That's
Yeah.
Bullock.
Yeah. And so that was the end of him. He was defeated. But there is more to him. Later on, like I said, there was the other Condiment King, the Mitchell Mayo one, who appeared in Birds of Prey. He was eventually defeated by Black Canary, the third Robin, and Blue Beetle. He eventually returned again. Yep, that one. He eventually returned again in Robin, the April or the yeah. He eventually came again in Robin 171 in April 2008. Robin defeated him, and eventually the Condiment King was seemingly like this part is from Batman.fandom. Later, the Condiment King is seemingly killed after being betrayed and bludgeoned by the Human Flame with his own ketchup and mustard guns in the miniseries Final Crisis Aftermath run.
You said Robin, Volume 2, number 171?
Oh, it just says Robin number 171.
Okay, yeah, it's Volume 2. I don't
Okay.
have that issue. That's what I was looking for.
There you go. On the hunt. You shall be on the hunt for that.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be mentioned that the weapons of the Condiment King are condiment guns. Yep, he uses them. He squirts the guns, as we saw. We talked about mustard and ketchup. He uses hot sauce packets, which I mentioned. He squirt in case somebody gets too close. He'll pop a hot sauce packet into their mouth, and also he has his utility belt with all of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he appeared in, like I said, Batman the Animated Series. He appeared in Harley Quinn, Young Justice. Oh, it says he was only mentioning Young Justice. He was in Lego Batman. So I saw some pictures. Yeah.
Nice.
So there he is, the Condiment King, and that's his history. Like I said, former comedian, brainwashed by the Joker, easily defeated by Batman. And an F-lister we love. This is character. This F-lister is somebody who has been mentioned before, like in comic book groups. You'll see it on Facebook and stuff with some of the worst characters. He's a character I've seen mentioned multiple times. Like one day we got to bring him on, and I was okay. Here we go. Let's bring on the Condiment King. And do you think he can get out of the F list one day?
I think he already has, especially with Harley Quinn animated series. It's the same thing as with Kite Man.
Yeah, but are they out of the F list, or are they happy in the F list?
I think he's out. I think he's more of a
Like an E-lister.
yeah, like he's
Okay.
more of a setup guy now more than he is just like a one and throwaway like some of the others we've had in the past.
Fair enough. Yeah,
You
I can
know,
agree with that.
he only appeared in this, you know, issue.
One
Well,
time.
Condiment King's been in like 7 different things now.
Yeah, I can see your point. For me, I say he stays there. I say the Condiment King is like a famous, like a known F-lister. You know, one who's like, okay, almost like an NFL super pro. They're always going to be known as that. They're pretty famous. But
He
like, I
owns
mean,
where he's at.
you do make a good point. Like I said, he has been in other things, so he's not anywhere near as bad as the Brown Bomber or
Yeah,
somebody.
that's what I was thinking of too.
Armless Tiger Man or
Yeah,
whoever
Tiger
it
Man.
was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Egg food.
yeah, they're especially that original egg food. Yeah, no, he's not. Yeah, can't
No,
take him.
never
Can't
ever.
take him out. Oh yes, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody watching. We've got you all. We've made you catch up with the Condiment King on the F list, and soon, hey, next week we will have more F list. Somebody else join the F list, and like I said, always feel free to recommend us to anybody.
Mhm.
We always have fun with these F listers and to other stories coming up that we review. So now we pit the Condiment King and all of his mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup and everything. Sal says he sure puts people in a pickle.
Good job, Sal. Good job.
Perfectly put. The Condiment King would be proud of you.
Yes. He would spread the love.
Oh, he would. Okay, well, put all that hot sauce behind
Sounds
us.
like Tim, that's horrible. We're moving on.
At least he didn't do it with the 1,000 subscriber thing. He was like, yeah, cool.
Okay, cool. Everybody's time to get the mayonnaise out of our eyes, put the Condiment King behind us, and move on to our review for this week. So today, us at the Code X station on the Code X podcast, we are reviewing Tangent Comics Green Lantern #1.
Yes.
And as usual, Tim the Terrible will read off the credits.
So, Tangent Comics Green Lantern #1 came out in December of 1997. It was written by James Robinson, artwork by J.H. Williams III, inks by Mick Gray, colors by Lee Lowridge, and letters by Comic Crafts Dave Lawnfear. Or Pier, whatever. It's close. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but yeah.
That's what we do best.
Exactly. Yes.
We try. We mess up, we try, we get back up, and we try again. But here we go. I'll give us a little run through. This story is a tale of 3 stories in this one shot. We first meet Green Lantern, a female Green Lantern, and she has a surprise, a lantern. And she's telling us these stories of where she has brought back, where characters who have passed away, they come back for a day. So the 3 stories are of Captain Comet, King Viridae, and then another character who doesn't let you know right away who it is. So Captain Comet's story is that he died. He was killed by a bomb, an explosion, and then he's coming back to get his revenge on Senator Edward Manson. Now, Manson seems to have a lot, right? He has a lot of money, but he loves his art, but doesn't seem to have much else, and Captain Comet confronts him. And even the senator kind of admits, like, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was bad. You can do what you want. But Captain Comet doesn't feel it was enough, so he knows, okay, what's the one thing I can do to hurt him? I will go after his artwork, and then I can go back and rest. And we have the story of King Viridae. He goes and meets up with a friend of his, Roy Raymond, and then they used to solve crimes together. You know, they used to solve a lot of crimes. Roy's a detective, and he knows that the king has died. The king died in a plane crash, which later on we find out how that's connected to the story, how the stories all connect. And eventually King Viridae tells Roy that he has figured out that Roy was the one who killed Ralph Digby. And the two, hey, even the King Viridae says, like, I can't tell you, I can't tell on you. But, they give each other like shares, and he says, you can do what you want with the information. And that is King Viridae's day. And we get to the last story, which for me, I almost felt like it was going to be the Green Lantern who revealed to be her, but it was not. We meet Arthur Curry, and it's not the regular way. This is an Elseworld story. So Arthur Curry is a pilot, and he is being interviewed by a woman, and then he tells that, well, the woman, he's telling the woman about his story and about his mother passed away, Michelle, and he tells of how he was trained by Adam Clay, who was Captain Boomerang, and eventually this woman reveals that Captain Boomerang is Arthur Curry's father, and he leaves, and that is when she reveals, ready for this, that the surprising reporter was actually his mother, Michelle Curry, and eventually she takes off her disguise and she returns, and that was what she did on her day that she got to come back. So they got pretty much went through the whole thing. Tangent Comics Green Lantern #1. I thought this was a very interesting one shot. I thought that all three stories were interesting, and since it was three all in one issue, they all seemed to go by pretty fast.
Mhm.
For me, it's a conversation starter, which I really like that about it. Like what would you do if you had one day left, or with loved ones who have passed away? What do you think they would do? So that was I like that. I like when stories can build on conversations. I think it's something that everybody can kind of talk about. I know I'm pretty strange. I like to talk about death a lot. So this one definitely gets to the heart of me. So I liked it. I enjoyed the artwork. I thought it was interesting to see a different take on some of the characters, right? Wait a minute. I'm like, Arthur Curry. Am I reading this right? But yeah, I think it's interesting. Artwork good, story good, and I'd like to learn more about these characters, these versions, other Green Lanterns, other, the different Arthur Curry and Captain Comet. Overall, like I said, I think Tangent Comics Green Lantern #1, great story for me. I give it an 8.3 out of 10.
8.3. Very nice. Jamie, this was your pick. Do you want to go next, or you want me to?
You can.
Okay. So I love alternate takes on characters. I think it's a really cool idea, and I think it's a great concept, and it gives new life to characters because things get stagnant from time to time. And I really loved this idea, this Green Lantern walking the cemeteries, reviving or helping these restless spirits gain closure to whatever they needed in that one day that they have to return. The Captain Comet one was amazing. The middle story with the two detectives, the king, that was really good too. But the Arthur Curry one, I really enjoyed. That was a twist at the end that I was not expecting. The artwork across the board by J.H. Williams III was very good. It was really well done. These aren't necessarily one and dones, but they can be read like that. Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong, but each of the tangent titles only got a #1, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, yeah.
but it's all semi-connected, right?
hmm
Yeah.
That universe is connected.
Yeah, and I thought that was amazing too, and I would love to see more from Tangent. And if there is more, please let me know because I
Oh,
would
there's a
love
lot
to
more.
check
They have
those.
one for every single one.
That I've seen a few of them, and this particular issue I was able to find in the back issues at the comic shop that I'm at, and I sat there and read that in between customers.
And I do
And
believe, real quick, I think there was for this one, like I said, they were all one shots, but there was, like, this is Green Lantern one, but there
yeah,
was one Tales of Green Lantern. Was it something like that?
Yeah, so that was a separate one.
yeah.
Like,
So
because they had like Superman, and then they had #1, and then they had Reign
yeah.
of Superman #1, so on.
So I love the fact of the fourth wall break, where
hmm
she's talking to you directly, the reader, and she's doing this whole bit of narration, but you can really feel her power as a character. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed reading this. I went in with zero expectations and was very happy with the end result. The writing gets an 8 out of 10 from me. I thought it was fantastic. It did exactly what it needed to do, which was tell a very entertaining story, and I was incredibly entertained. And this is a book that I want to get for myself, and I want to get some of the other Tangent books and check those out too. The artwork I thought was fantastic. J.H. Williams III, along with Mick Gray for inks and Lou Ridge for colors, did a wonderful job. It had a little bit of that sketchiness to it, a little
hmm
roughness around the edges. And I really, really enjoyed that with this. I usually don't in a lot of books that I read, but it really fit well with this. So artwork gets a 10 for an overall 8 out of 10 from me.
Good pick, good pick. Yeah, no, the story I really did enjoy. I thought you guys would too, because of the fact that like they all connect in one way or another, and like even if it's the most subtle detail in there, one word makes you realize that it's all connected. I love the fact that the Green Lantern never said her name,
Yeah.
or who she was. It was just
I
a
was
mystery.
trying to look that up.
Yeah,
Couldn't find it. Yeah.
and the fact that to me this character reminds you of the Spectre in a way, which kind of works out for this week, but it's more like there's more mystery behind it. Like even in when they're talking about, and this is a shout out to Uncle Gary if he's watching, but when they're talking about the magazine, it was House of Mystery.
Yeah.
You know, it ties back into older issues and everything like that. So I thought that was cool. It had a lot of nostalgia. It had a lot of play with characters that you were like, oh, Arthur Curry, why is he in a plane, isn't it? And then you're like, oh, it's different. Or Faraday, you know, that's not Faraday. Oh, okay, now I understand. And even them talking about Alfred at one point being an old man that wanted Ralph Digby gone. You know, it was great to see. You didn't see him, but it was cool to see that name and what that character was concepted as, so you could see it in your head. For me, overall, I really loved this issue. All of Tangent was great. I have almost all of it. I think it was like 2 issues. But yeah, so for the writing, definitely a 9 on that aspect, because I thought it was just great how they connected and intertwined that whole world. And I got to go 9 for the art, because I thought I really liked the sketchiness. So overall, for me, it's a 9.
That's amazing. So Jamie, 9 out of 10, Sonny, 8.3 out of 10, and me with an 8. That's great. We're right near each other, and I like that.
Yes, I would say everyone here at the Codex Station that we say Tangent Comics Green Lantern #1 is a great comic book, and we recommend you check it out.
Yeah, the whole Tangent
Absolutely.
universe.
There
Yeah.
you go.
One thing with me is I definitely, after reading this, I'm like, I do want to see more, check out more of the characters. Yeah, and learn more
And
about the
being a book
Tangent
from like
universe.
97
Yeah.
and
that's
still
cool.
like have that impact, it's great.
Yeah,
I was surprised when I looked at what year it was from. Yeah.
yeah, it's I don't want to say highbrow, right? But
Yeah.
it's definitely different than what DC was putting out at that time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now that wraps up our review. So now it's time to mention what we will be reviewing next time on the Code X podcast. And it is not the Marvels,
that.
Tim. We're not reviewing Marvels again. We will be reviewing Kingdom Come.
Yes, we will.
That was the one. Yeah, Tim had picked Kingdom Come. So next time on the Code X podcast, that's what we are set to review. And real quick, I see before we head off into the sunset, I see that, well, more off into the night, I see Sal said verde is Spanish for green, if I remember correctly. Sal, I do believe you are correct, sir.
Yes.
So salsa verde is just green salsa.
Yes.
Yep.
I feel so lied to all these years.
And at that point, that's the show. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's how I usually end it. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Take care. I'll let these two end it in a more professional manner.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Real fast, just want to say again, thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for every hour you guys have watched. Thank you for every second you guys have been with us. It's been an amazing ride. Can't wait for more. Can't wait to tell you guys what this giveaway is all about. You'll be seeing that probably by the time this is posted, so it'll be out for a minute. But love y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and cap this with
See you guys.
Oh yeah, bye. Finding us on all the socials. That's part of what you need to do to be entered into that giveaway. So like, share, subscribe, follow your favorite social media platform. All you got to do is type in at the Codex Station, and that is where we will be. Once again, at the Codex Station, where we live stream all week long. Again, favorite social media platforms, go ahead and hit us up there. Also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to find us on our website, codexstation.com, for all your codex needs. Go over there, get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. These beautiful guys right there. Jamie's even wearing it. Once again, the codexstation.com, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I should do Sal and Dan and Kevin next, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, they got their own show. Screw 'em.
And also, ladies and gentlemen, once again, don't forget our sponsor, Dubby Energy. Go to dubby.gg so you can save 10% on your order using the keyword code -X. Jamie's got those beautiful sample packs right there. That's the hook, ladies and gentlemen, because what Jamie says is 100% true. This is an amazing energy drink, and we want you to be a part of that too. And don't forget, when you use that keyword right there, that helps us, right? So yeah, we get a little bit of revenue from that, and that helps the channel be more awesome, better, super cool, and we definitely love that. So once again, w.gg, use keyword code -X. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim the Terrible. This guy up here is J-Dubs. Right next to him is Son of the Writer. We are the Codex Podcast. This is the Codex Station, and we will see you next time.